Good evening, good afternoon, good day, good morning, free enterprise fans around the world. We are here today for a Moonveil mixer race between four fantastic runners, Guerin, Commander Leonhardt, Tybalt, and Engie Dave. My name is Possum Morpheus, and I am honored to be here back in the booth with one of the best to ever do it, the man, the myth, the legend, Martin Broadcloak. Martin, how you doing this afternoon?
You'd think they would learn by now not to put us together in a booth. They
Well,
still haven't figured that one out yet, but they try,
it's
and I
only a
give them
mistake
credit.
if it's not entertaining.
Yeah, exactly. But
So it'll probably be a mistake.
yes, let's go with that. But no, it's good to be here. It's good to be back in the booth and calling comms on what looks to be probably, in all reality, one half of the future tournament flags. So I'm definitely here to enjoy this one.
Yeah, the Moonveil mixer, the other half of the potion party.
Hmm.
So lots of celebratory action happening throughout the free enterprise community this tournament season.
Hmm.
Also, some celebratory action happening this weekend. Happy birthday, Scala. Happy birthday, Solaris. Two of my favorite people in the community and two wonderful people
So
behind the
many
scenes.
birthdays.
Oh, so many birthdays indeed. But
Yeah.
those are two near and dear to my heart. Gotta make sure to get them shouted out for their birthdays.
I, I
But
I think Scala came out on the better half of that though. Like if Solaris celebrated St. Patrick's Day, like his birthday is just a hangover waiting to happen.
but you know the best cure for a hangover, Martin.
Don't stop.
Exactly. So
Got it.
anyway, back to the free enterprise action before we get in trouble before the seed even starts. Uh, we have the Moonveil Mixer. This is basically a combination of five previous tournaments all put into one, starting with ZZ3, which I guess we, well, against our better judgment, have not finished yet since it's coming back kind of a little bit with some flags like you can't run and things like that.
Mhm.
But basically, starting with ZZ3, going all the way to ZZ5, combinations of all of those flags mishmashed together. And speaking of mishmash
Mm.
things, there's a Tella and a Porum and a spoon.
Ooh.
If we find an Eddie, we're happy. But until
Yeah.
then, we have zero power.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so obviously tell a hero. So, these runners, like you said, it's a blend of all the flags. So, I'd be lying if I didn't say Darkness Crystal was on most of their minds, whether it be for the right or wrong reasons. Um, I think one of the fun things about this flag set, though, is the Wadish Max 5 setting. I think that's going to create a lot of deviation right out of the gate on where people go. As we
Yeah,
see four people flying literally everywhere in the world. That's great.
yeah, we have two to Watery Pass. We have one to Eblin and one to Dampsian. And this is no surprise. There's always that time of a flag set from inception to a meta being developed where you will see this every single race. Runners going all over the place, finding all sorts of different things, and making the toughest job that Xenocat has even tougher as she tries to track four people who have just decided to go all over the place in random order and just really keep her on her toes tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. I mean, at least the good part, is the key. When you're looting boxes, it's not exactly key items. It's when they start doing bosses, and all of a sudden, it's like, wait, who got what, when, where? Huh? Beg your pardon? Excuse me? Eh?
Well, speaking of bosses and
Hmm.
throwbacks to ZZ5, I do think that I have to bring up that the Gauntlet and Golbez make a return here. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they are two bosses that exist. They're two bosses that almost nobody ever wants to do. And hopefully we can find some really fun spots tonight.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for a gauntlet somewhere on the moon, preferably the Wyvern spot or the Masa altar, and Golbez anywhere that's very fast to make our runners have to think about things.
Okay. I was gonna wonder if you would be like, I wish people could enjoy all that is the Luca Key Gauntlet as much as you do, because I know that holds a special place in your heart.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
special place. Yes.
special.
Yeah. That's a word.
Speaking of other words, power. We still don't have it, but there was
No.
a power staff in Watery Pass. That power staff so far is the best thing that we have found. Yes, we start with things like rune rings and such, but that doesn't help a lot.
No,
The
that's
power staff on Tela is actually our best offense right now, and that is a scary thought.
yeah. I mean, the rune rings are money. I mean, it's surprising enough. Obviously we're only 3 minutes in the seed, but no shopping yet. No sticking your head, even though it is as standard. Finding an archer bow, I don't know what helps this party possum help me out.
A
Well,
cane. A cane
that's
will help.
yeah, that's a start.
Potentially a gauntlet, too.
Yeah.
I saw a small delay there, but that is just a water hag. Spear, cane. Let's go.
I like flame spear more. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I saw that though. That was a curse ring out of Evelyn basement.
A very big pickup.
Yeah.
One of the things about Eblin and the way that the treasure re-rolling works. So Eblin is going to naturally give you a lot of tier 6s and even tier 7s on T Wildish. But because it's T Wildish max tier 5, as you alluded to earlier, those all get re-rolled. Any 6s, any 7s get re-rolled and become other things. Which means you actually have a really high chance of finding tier 4s and 5s in Eblin. Lots of cursed rings, Gungnir spears, rune axes, all of those types of things. Or if you're Tybalt, a random blizzard spear as well in Mist, which that is affectionately known as the rune axe spot in the grass for reasons we don't need to get into.
You're still bitter about that, aren't you?
A smidge. But the blizzard spear pickup is nice, but that Eblin routing that Tybalt did, that curse ring, it's not going to help him right now. In fact, it's useless right now. But later on, that gives him fixed agility, fixed turn order, and lets him do anything he wants with any member in his team. Going first, controlling the turn order. It's a huge pickup that he has over everyone else right now.
Yeah, and the one big understated one I think a lot of people don't realize is once you find it, like your shopping is all, in all reality now, cut in half. Like, yeah, you're on standard, so you're looking for, the usual sirens, hourglasses, coffins, that jazz. But you're not shopping for cursed rings anymore. So once you find those very specific items that you're looking, you're done shopping. Like most of the pieces of gear you're looking for are probably coming out of chests or out of traps. So that's going to save you a lot of time in the long run, not having to stick your head into every armor shop looking for a curse ring.
Yeah, definitely nice to not have to take that time. So, it is a bit of a risk doing Eblin in general because it doesn't have the normal payout that it would.
Yeah.
But, Tybalt, known as Tybalt the Gambler for a reason, willing to make off meta plays whenever he can, and good enough to get away with them even when they don't necessarily work out. So, in this case, it did work out. Maybe he'll run a little more conservative after that, but that curse ring going to be big later on. Right now, though, again, not super helpful, but we do see on Commander Leonhardt's side, and also on Guerin's side here, we have some Dark Imps. And that is an Odin, that hits, and those are no longer Dark Imps. So Guerin picks up about 1 minute to 90 seconds on Commander Leonhardt. There's a hook. I'm diving that right away.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now.
Mainly because, hey, if you read this entire flag set, what do you see? You see restrict. Certain characters that you would love to have in your party right about, now.
Yeah, one starts with a C and one starts with an F.
Yes. And both of them are basically, you could add up this entire party and they're better than the entire party right now. So. And of course, Garen immediately proving us wrong and doing Fabul because, we're announcers. We don't know anything.
Well, and I suppose also there's the fact that we have a spoon on top of that as well. Eddie is a huge hit too. Like for me, and there's no wrong way to approach a seed. But to me, I want to know every character that I have available to right now. Our runners, though, disagreeing with us. Guerin opting for Fabul, Commander Leonhardt opting for Baron Inn. So it looks like our runners are deciding the character check not important to them. We'll see if Engie Dave and Tybalt agree. I do know that long ago, when I was a wee lad playing my first few free enterprise seeds, Baka Shinobi taught me if you get a hook and there's a chance to get a Fusoya, you go do it immediately. There was a race that I had with him where I lost by 20 minutes because I didn't do it immediately, and I ran around with a bunch of potatoes. He got that Fusoya, and I never forgot it.
But Boston, you still don't check the hook immediately and see.
Yeah, don't worry about that. It's a
okay.
Not okay. Do as I say, not as I do. Come on.
Okay. Sage-like advice. Got it. Okay. Hey, speaking of sage-like advice, though, somebody's getting rewarded for sticking their head in Baron N. Did you see who was sitting there?
The Bard?
The Bard. Yeah.
This is a bit of a spooky fight, though. Ruby is gonna be punchy.
Yeah.
Glares are gonna kill. Grimoire, Blizzard. I know we started with a Blizzard, but Grimoire's Blizzard, all of those things would be very helpful here.
Yeah, you throw the kitchen sink at this fight, and you get out of this fight. Like, just don't let a Chocobo come out. Or
that's
get
awful.
your Grimoire eaten by Glare, because, that being said, Tella does come with Blink out of the gate. So, from a punchy standpoint, we're, we have that part. Well, okay. Anyways. Moving on. Hey, Cat Claws. Somebody page Pancrest.
Did we just buy a full moon?
I mean, I'm not against it. Like, if you don't plan on coming back down here, having a way of back row edge, and it's a pretty decent weapon for him, too, so...
It's interesting. I like it. I would not have done it myself, but I like it.
Yeah. The big hit was the item shop, Coffins and Sirens, on the hook wrap. So for any of our runners that were completely terrified of a darkness crystal and
not a Fusoya.
that's not a Cecil either.
But we do have Dave and Tybalt making this hook dive. We got an Earth Crystal from the Fabul defense, it looks like, for Guerin, immediately sending him over to Troya, which makes a lot of sense. It is only max tier 5 on the treasury, so rate that treasury is not going to have the normal set of goods that you'd expect. No crystal swords, no adamant armors, nothing like that.
It's basically Eblin without having to deal with the traps. And they're all in one very conveniently closely packed location. So, yeah, that's all right. But hey, there's a Bard. Bard gets to come along. Brought a rock with him.
Yeah, and Commander Leonhardt is a huge fan of the Bard as well. That Edward is probably never leaving his party. And with a spoon, why would you? That is your DPS right now.
Yeah, probably be your DPS for a while too. So, go ahead.
Oh, worth noting, Edward came with a dancing dagger. That does not back row him, even though we think of it as a back row item. But we do have a charm harp the commander picked up somewhere. So that Eddie not back rowed right now, but if we go ahead and get that charm harp on him, he will be back rowed at that point. Also, this treasury so far, assassin knife, a couple of samurai bows, a Leviathan orb. That Leviathan, for those who go get that radio, will be really nice. If we find a Yang, there's 2 cat claws there as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's T-Wattage Max 5. Like, that's what we expected out of the treasury. Like, you're not gonna find anything great. The one thing I've noticed so far, with people, launching the hovercraft and everything, have you seen anybody stick their head into the waterfall or mist cave yet? Because I haven't.
Waterfall we did see. I forget who it was. but it wasn't Demis, it wasn't the Gauntlet, it wasn't Golbez. Mist Cave, I don't know that we've seen yet. Looks like it was a turtle. Thank you, Alice L.
It's an interesting... I know there are certain individuals, we'll call out Rex Banner, he loves finding a required boss in Mist Cave, mainly because he forgets to check it, as do a lot of us. No, I don't have a post-it note on my monitor saying that. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, like, because this is, you know, we took this from ZZ5, like, you are looking for bosses.
Right.
So at some point, you're gonna probably stick your head in there. You know, it's just a matter of when it routes in. Seeing people, you know, flying between Troya and Baron and things like that, it's a great time to stop and stick your head in before it, you know, just goes right out of your mind. And there's nothing worse trying to, you know, find a sixth objective when it's been sitting 3 seconds north of Baron all along.
Yeah, definitely rough when you have... Oh, okay, before I say that, that was exact kill by Jumping Cane, 4,000 damage on the nose, one-shotting that Ruby, so very expeditiously through Baron in. But yeah, that Demis check, that Golbez check, that Gauntlet check, those overworld freebies, and even potentially places like Zot 1, speaking of Rex, you know, the Rex banner, if you will, is the Zot 1 check, or things like going to the Giant before going to the Moon. Those are all things that, you know, if you're looking for enough bosses, you can get away with. Things like the Earth Crystal, which all of our runners, I believe, have now. You're looking, or excuse me, I think not Commander Leonhardt, but everyone else has it. That's 2 potential checks for characters as well as those 2 boss checks. So I expect that Earth Crystal to be pretty high on the priority list for our runners as well, just to get all of those potential checks out of the way at once.
I wouldn't be... It's an interesting one, like, so that Earth Crystal, you know, we talk about character checks, and it's like, hey, most characters probably would be an improvement to this party right now. Except for you have Spoonword, and you have Leviathan. Well, you will have Leviathan Rydia. Some people can make that enough. And Zod is not exactly a short check by any means. So, it is Spear 0. So, chances are you do get a nice key item out of it. But, yeah. Is there a case that people could fade it? I could see people leaning on Spoonword and, you know, running with this. Like, you have a Berserk, you have a Blinkcaster, you have Utility Tela. Like, you've got enough to cover these people, so it wouldn't surprise me. I'd be up there looking for Cecil.
Right.
You know, that's just me. What do I know?
I think if we had a Magma Key, I would agree with you. But because currently we are facing a hook route, even if it's a Mylon, and neither Mylon is super scary, but the fact that we're looking at a hook route potentially as opposed to a Magma route, that would have me going up Zot. It's less to do even about missing the Afu or a Cecil for me, and more about the time it takes me to do Zot. If either one of them is up there, I gain that time back on the hook route just by finding either one.
Yeah.
Spoonword is amazing, don't get me wrong, but he ain't a Cecil with a Holy Sword. And that's a different breed, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're also, if it is Cecil, you're also investing the time in finding him a stick as well, which it may be too wildish. That doesn't mean Evelyn's going to have a Holy Sword for you. It can miss.
Well, but also if it misses, it can also then yield an Adamant Armor. And if it misses and gives you an Adamant Armor, you then have Adamant Spoonword. So your consolation prize is Invincible Eddie.
Yeah. Because
you found the Cecil to get you that direction anyway. So there was an Excal in Eblin already for Commander Leonhardt. So if there is a
ruins
Cecil...
everything. Our grand plan of putting the Adamant on Cecil and just making him cover Cecil and let the Bard be the, that's a boss that exists. With a party, well, I mean, you can jump.
Yep. This is where you'd like to have Edward in the middle.
Yeah,
But Tybalt doesn't have Edward because he hasn't come Baron yet.
yeah.
The routing, however, does make sense because Zot lands you in Baron. So he's trying to make this the optimal play. And getting a little trolled. Speaking of getting a little trolled, Guerin is currently on the receiving end of Back Attack Ogopogo, which is not the best.
No, it's a little rough. Definitely a little rough. Let's see what comes out of the mirror room. What do we have?
Ooh.
Well.
Oh.
So, well, no, it's good. We go. Oh no, it's a twin heart. Okay, 1, it's music. Yes. 2, it's a long check. 3, you're trying to actively fade the hook route. So
I just meant it was in Mom Bomb is here with Atella. This is kind of gross.
Yeah. Hope you save that grimoire and, you know. Ooh, but hear me out. Okay, couple things. 1, Tella in the back row might not be a terrible idea here. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like Tella in the back row here and then blizzarding as soon as...
Yep, as soon as it changes.
Yeah, I think Dave is just going to go for the blizzard anyway.
Yeah.
And this will clear certainly the gray bombs, which are the scary ones. It should clear everything, and it does. So yeah, well done by Dave, healing up and then using that HP-based J item and being able to get through that. Not a fun fight, for sure.
No.
But Adamant Spoonword is online. We have an Adamant armor from Eblin.
Uh-oh. Hey, and a Soma drop. Cool. Meteor Tella's online now, too. Excellent. Wait, no, Leonhardt, no. You have another Soma drop. Kane requires MP. Nah, yeah, you save this Soma drop in case the Fu rears his head. Like, there are times where you don't take, like, a late-game Fu, but for the most part, if Fu shows up, he's in your party. Like, that's not really a question up for debate.
Yeah, with this current party, Fu probably replaces Rydia or Porum. You can't get rid of Tella. You want Kane for Val Insurance. Now, on Tybalt's side, that Val Insurance can go away. Kane can be replaced. But the rest of our runners don't know that yet. So, yeah, here we are. This Val is not treating Tybalt the kindest. He is running low on arrows, running low on resources. We are zerking an off-slot Porum with a samurai bow and mute arrows. Well, no, we're not, because she died. And looks like Bahamut also in Eblin. So a Holy Sword, an Adamant Armor, and a Bahamut Orb.
Oh,
sounds like the start to a fun joke.
Yeah. I mean, I know Adamant Spoonword's fun, but I know there are certain people, probably in chat right now, yep, there she is, that would love to see Adamant Blarg happening right now.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting, though, that with this party, you have Kane, Tella, Edward, Rydia, and Porum. Is an Adamant Armor with those 5 people good enough to stop you from doing other checks and just going down the hook route? That is the thing I wonder about, is will our runners just say, nope, I'm good, and move on? Looks like Tybalt is down to just a Kane. This is getting a little bit scary for him. Kane was healed up, and Kane is no longer healed up. So this jump, I don't think is going to do any damage, and then Kane's going to take a counter.
And
then
this fight is sadly,
Yeah, and that is a lot of time that Tybalt put into that fight, and unfortunately does not get
Mhm.
through it. Goes back to Troya, saved outside, and is going
Mhm.
to reattempt. We see, or no, he's going to leave. Not even going to reattempt.
Mhm.
Guerin going to get through, and that is a Stardust Item used on Mombon, and
Nice.
also going to get his Twin Harp and his Tela online.
Mhm.
So Tybalt now has a bit of time to make up over the rest of our runners. We shall see if he's able to do that, and if he makes some more wild gambles on the way.
And in this flag set, you can make up time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is possible. It's just because most of the objectives are required doesn't music's required. So you're gonna do that, but a cheeky check could turn up a package and save you from hunting down a Golbez or a Gauntlet.
True.
So yeah, that fight cost Tybalt a bit, but not out of it. Not yet.
And I do want to highlight on Commander Leonhardt's side that Ogopogo was gone in a flash.
I
That
was saying,
Eddie,
yeah, missed that part of the fight. And I don't know what happened. Must have been
yeah,
Edward.
Eddie hitting for over 2,000
Yeah,
with the spoon and the adamant armor.
yeah.
Um, Commander Leonhardt has done this before, where he seems like he might have been behind, might seem like he is a little bit slower on his checks than the other runners, but it's because of the time he invested in Eblin and he got paid big time. There was a race in Adamant Cup where he was against one of the best to ever do it in Free Enterprise, uh, Dusty Griff, and Commander Leonhardt was able to defeat Dusty Griff in the group stage of Adamant Cup because he pulled Adamant armors, two of them, from Eblin Castle, where Dusty Griff did not. Commander is very well versed in leveraging a singularly focused power point in a party. That is Edward, and he is going to do his darndest to clear every possible thing with zerking Edward and putting the controller down, basically. He's very, very skilled at that, very efficient making that work. So once he has his Tela online, that Edward is going to be making him up time for the rest of the seed because of that adamant armor.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah, and therein lies the problem. I'm guilty of it. I know a lot of people are guilty of it. You remember that it's hero. It's like, okay, well, that's fine, whatever. It's a Tela hero. And yeah, the boss only has 1,000 HP, but the boss has 1,000 HP. And Tela is not great at getting through bosses by himself. That's why we rely on J items and things like that, which unfortunately Commander didn't have any. So, yeah, having to leave ordeals.
Yeah, so he'll have to be back for the harp. Speaking of the harp, though, we have two runners, both Dave and Guerin, doing the harp.
Hey!
And I think this is the part where we're supposed to stop talking.
Yes.
So, I mean,
And
it's up
enjoy
for
the music.
debate. We could keep talking.
No, just in your heads, just put it to tune of Happy Birthday Scala, and we're there. So, hey, Possum.
Oh, are we allowed to talk?
Well, I see the I see the speaker icon on Dave's
Oh,
screen,
okay.
and yeah, the music's down with Dave, so I'm gonna go with yes.
Okay, perfect.
Uh-huh. Did you have like flashbacks of seeing that gauntlet and some of those fights involving the bats and the vamp lady? Did that bring back bad memories?
Yes, but thankfully those memories have been repressed, so the trauma is not what it once was.
Wow, that gauntlet. Uh, I mean, Spoonward's great and all, and yeah, you get through it, but one enemy at a time, and boy, are there a lot of them in that gauntlet. Boy.
Yeah, there are. There's also a lot of Mylons on this hook route.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that.
Z into friends.
Yeah. I think we have a solution for the friends, though.
I mean, the solution for everything is Spoonward go burr.
That's true. So no, but that brings up a interesting point we were talking about in the chat is, obviously Leonhardt left Ordeals. Yeah, you hope that doesn't just sort of, fly out of his mind that, hey, Ordeals did have the twin harp. So, because no, that never happens during a race. I don't know what you're talking about. I see a scenario where this is like easy to forget. Like, it's a tele-hero, but you have a Berserk caster in Porum. So Tella's usefulness is going to come to a very short end here very quickly. Like, you slap a curse ring on him and you're done.
I think if it were a non-required key item,
Yeah.
I would agree with you 100%. But because the twin harp is what popped there, and you know it's an objective, I think you have to go back once you have a J item.
Yeah, I just hope he remembers it. That it
Yeah,
doesn't just,
yeah.
it's like, oh, like you said, it's a point of power. Like, you focus on Edward and it's just, no, I'm just going to go, obliterate things with prejudice. And all of a sudden it's like, wait, Ordeals, 50 minutes later. And yeah, we know what that turns into.
Well, also worth noting, Commander does not yet have that Earth Crystal. So what he can do is when he finishes this hook route, he can go take on likely take on the Fey March, get his freebie, do some looting down there, turn in Sheila 1 at the same time as doing Fabul Defense, get that Earth Crystal, go open the treasury, and then find any singular J item at that point will be good enough for Tella to get through. And he's already through this hook route very, very quick. That is the power of Spoonward and Bahamut. And so making great use of two characters who are not super strong on average. But when you have, best in slot summon and best in slot, Zerker, you're gonna put in work. So
Yeah.
we'll again see what Commander makes of this, but I think we're gonna see him head back up to the overworld
Hmm.
sooner than later, just because he doesn't want to leave all that on the table. Especially if this turns into a jetty or sea,
Hmm.
you don't want to be missing the potential. And we know it's not potential; it's actual of a double that could exist through the Twin Harp.
Yeah. Yeah. And like you said, because it is a double and you talk about Jetty, it's like, if two hit at once, it's not outside the realm of possibility to sit there and think, okay, well, those two, Lance the Falcon, okay, Golbez could be down. Like, you could be at 4 or 5 very quickly
Mhm.
in the blink of an eye. So you have to keep that in mind. But also, things you have to keep in mind, more mute, all the music, so much music.
Oh, that's right. And the speaker is on Tybalt's side, so we have
It
to be quiet again.
is. Yeah.
That's good though. I like breaks. Enjoy,
Yeah.
y'all.
Possum.
Martin,
There have been developments.
there have.
A lot of them.
So, yeah, we kind of talked about what if Jet.
Yeah.
And then
How
Dwarf Castle happened,
two
and it was
can
a thing.
immediately go to 4 or 5 in the blink of an eye, and here we go.
Yeah, so Dwarf Castle, to recap, gave us a Legend Sword, which completed Forge, and a Darkness Crystal from the Warp Glitch.
Mm-hmm.
So, while the moon is not required for anything except for, Zeromus access, could have Golbez up there, could have any number of key items up there as well. Commander having access to an Adamant Armor, as well as a Spoonword, has the capability, should he want to do it, of going to the moon and just annihilating it. We shall see what play he makes, but there's a real potential that if Golbez shows up quickly and like the Feymarch has a package or a pan, that we could reasonably be in no mode, meaning we know where go mode is
Mm-hmm.
in the booth at about the 45-minute mark, maybe even a little under that. So this is potentially very, very fast for this flag set. We shall see. But
yeah. I mean, if seeing what came out. Oh, and by the way, third place that came out of Dwarf was just an edge. So, he's a functionally useful character. But yeah, like if I'm commander right now, like the knowledge that you have at this exact moment is okay. I know where the Twin Harp is. If I need to go do that, so do I have I found the J atom I need to get through that fight? Obviously,
yes,
that's going to turn into, we know the gauntlet, which means I'll put him at 4. At that point, this is where it gets creative. Like, I mean, Golbez is a spy. Like, you were flat out looking just for his sprite somewhere. The other one is the trickier of the two. So I think gunning the free ones, looking at exactly what he's doing right now, looking at the freebie in the march, setting up Sheila 1, like you're going for those. You have the power to kill bosses, but if you're going to go play around on the moon, they take time.
Yeah.
So I was actually hoping that was going to be like exactly the pan, just to ruin everything we said there.
It is worth noting also, had that been, let's say, the pan or the package,
Yeah.
and Golbez was here in the Feymarch,
Yeah.
Commander is well versed in Eddie strats, and you would be set up with an Adamant Armor on him to be relative agility 1 to Tella.
Yeah.
You could get a couple slows out. It might take 20 minutes to complete the fight, but you wouldn't grind. You wouldn't have to demachine. You wouldn't have to worry about anything except not losing concentration for 20 minutes.
Which it's not the losing concentration part, but it's a comfort level. Like, how comfortable are you doing Eddie strats and doing them consistently versus, well, I'm just going to go down the hook route and go buy X amount of sirens.
Right.
And deal with it that way. So neither of those are Golbez. I'm not sure I really want to tangle with that one on the left.
I don't want to tangle with the one on the right either. The second phase of that Elements fight is a disaster in the Asura spot.
Yeah.
The magic is very high. It's all the magic. And that antlion at Leviathan is just a big old pile of nope. So, I don't think we're seeing that Feymarch being done for quite a while. I think it would be quite the gamble for anybody to tackle that Feymarch. The Adamant Armor technically would make it free for the element side.
Yeah.
But it's still a matter of time.
Yeah. I mean, From a time standpoint, it wouldn't be like you just berserk Ed.
Well,
He'd be alive at the end, so yay.
no one else
Um,
would be, but he would
yeah,
be.
exactly. Everybody else would be a puddle, but that's okay. Yeah, but I mean, if why sit through it when you have other things to do? And it's exactly that moon
Right.
that you're looking at. We've seen some of a good chunk of like bosses that are out of the pool now. Like Ogo is gone. Leviathan in the wrong location can be bad. Gone. The Gauntlet's gone.
Val's
Like
gone.
there's
Asura's gone.
Asura's
Ruby's
gone. Yeah,
gone.
Mega Sisters are gone. Yeah, matter of fact, Dwarf
Antlion,
had both
Magus.
sets
Yeah.
of mages. Yeah.
A
So
lot of icky bosses are out.
yeah.
So, and unlike the Potion Party flag set, which has no free bosses on, we do have free bosses on this flag set.
Mm-hmm.
Also worth noting,
Mm-hmm.
Commander Leonhardt bought 10 Hourglass 2s. That's a lot of Hourglasses to purchase.
Yeah.
But he also bought, I believe, 10 Sirens. So
Yes.
he is considering potentially doing like Gold Dragons or Warlocks.
Mm-hmm.
Not exactly certain
Mm-hmm.
which. But what does Sheila 1 have for us? That is an Edge Sword,
Yeah.
which now we have a weapon for Edge. So
Yay.
Commander Leonhardt with the foresight there to pick up that Edge over the Cane and is rewarded for it with Sheila's personal arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Going back to the whole boss thing too, really quick. Two things. One, Angie Dave did stick his head in Mist Cave, saw a Dark Elf and reset out, so we know he's not there. But yeah, a lot of the also seeing Lunars and all this, a lot of multi-target bosses are out of the pool, which leans very hard on okay, well, what's the solution for most bosses at this point? Berserk Edward put down the controller.
Yeah, either that or Blarg, one or the other.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, well. So I know you speak a lot of, doing free and free adjacent bosses, but with this setup, most of them are. So I'll pose you the question, how do you pick and choose which ones you do on the moon?
I think if it's anything that has a script, see Lugae, Dark Elf, things like that, bosses with chains, I would opt out of just on a time principle. Yeah. But if it's something that's relatively free or something that can be hourglassed, something that's like a one-trick pony like an Octoman, where yes, it's going to punch a lot, but it's not going to do anything else. Those are the types of bosses I would consider taking. Wyvern actually is one that's very much so worth taking. A reason for wanting to go after Wyvern, even with Witchburn on, which can be scary, but if the Witchburn is, fairly mediocre, then what you can do is just take advantage of all the wait turns that Wyvern has built into its script and just Zerk Edward, and he'll be done with 20,000 damage by the time that fight is over. Or by the time that the wall is even up.
The wall goes up and you start worrying. Yeah.
You have so many wait turns that Wyvern has built into it that you're pretty much perfectly safe in that fight with a Zerk Adamant Edward. Good development for a number of our runners here, though. Guerin does have his blinks up going to town on this Mylon and Friends.
Yep.
Did take an unfortunate wipe. Got some bad RNG the first time around. It might have been to the Mylon Z. Dave also doing the hook route. Tybalt going to be joining them shortly, and Commander is going back to get that Twin Harp. Has a Stardust Rod in his possession. Also picked up a Big Bomb when checking the Job Dwarf, which was, I believe, a farm mechanic or something of that nature. Farm equipment mechanic. Thank you, Psychonaut, our restreamer tonight. So French vanilla Job Dwarf. Still wondering if there's any arable land down there, but I guess you can have a dwarven farmer in.
Hey, there's a little known tactic. Did you know the Asura Rod casts white when it's used as an item?
Yes, and I have used it about 3 times ever in my FE career.
Boy, did that just come in handy right there, though, didn't it?
It did. Made very short work of things.
Yeah, and there's the other half.
Good use of the, not J items, but effectively J spells, if you will, from the weapons. Very well done by Commander, going Asura into Stardust Rod there. Uh, really well done. And shout outs to all our runners, doing a great job. Guerin, Commander Leonhardt, Tybalt, and Dave, make sure to give them all a follow. If you haven't already, they all put on a great show for you. And make sure also to check out the behind the scenes folks. Of course, Xenocat doing the tracking has the hardest actual job tonight. Psychonaut on the restream. And then, of course, Martin in the booth
Hey,
recently has started hitting the button again and streaming. And you definitely want to make sure that you catch him when he goes live, not just for free enterprise content, but also other randomizers of questionable questionable life choices, one might say.
I think questionable is a fair word of choice there. Also, everyone go follow Possum. He's one of the best in the game at what he does, and you do other things too. A little storybook, a little Mystic Quest Rando, which also falls in the realm of questionable life choices.
Sure does.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, you know what? We are about 3 minutes away from music one more time. What can we fit in 3 minutes, Possum?
A game of Marvel Snap.
I've never played. I have no idea if that's actually accurate or not.
I don't either. I think it's fairly accurate. I don't know.
Okay.
That's what all the kids tell me. I think the kids are doing that Marvel Snap. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
There's so many games out there. Oh, you know what? We could wait in queue for Diablo 4.
That's
open
129 minutes. That's not 3 minutes.
Oh, right. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 129 seconds. I was hopeful there.
Ah, gotcha.
That reminds me, I should go rejoin the queue so I can get into that after commentary. Anyway, enough about me.
Wow. Oh, boy. Hey, look, but we do have dueling dwarfs going on. Oh, yep. That's an edge. That's a sad moment. You loot a pair of cat claws out of treasury. You get the Yang on Zod, and then it gets tossed like a wet paper bag. Because, hey, here comes Edge.
Okay, hear me out. Vanilla speedrun strats. Edge gets 2 cat claws. Because they give him the agility to get him to relative agility 1 versus Cecil for the hook route. Just do it here too.
I mean, I might go a different route, but it's a tactic that exists. Let's go with that.
Oh yeah, of course. I didn't say it was a good tactic. I was just saying it was a thing that can be done.
I think we're supposed to be dispensing like useful free enterprise advice and things. Yeah.
Okay, well, cat claws help people go burr. There we go.
There you go. That's a good summary of it.
Also, but meow.
Our 3 minutes are up.
Meow. I wonder what it'll be.
It's a secret to everyone.
Ooh, secrets. Do we get to talk through this one?
No.
Wait, what? All right, I think that's the last of the music, right? So we
Maybe.
can fade harp
I'm
for the rest of the
there
night.
could be post game music.
Well, that's fine. That's when
Oh,
the
okay.
music should be played.
Wait, are we supposed to talk during that one though?
Well, I mean, interviews are normally happening then, so
Ah,
yes,
that'd be awkward if we all just went really silent while, background music was playing.
that would be pretty awkward. Almost as awkward as this Fey March that Dave is staring at.
And currently taking us, I did enjoy the Marriott stay. That was nice. And yeah, I mean, turn the bard loose. He lives.
It's doable. Uh,
Well, Edge may have a different opinion of that right now, but it's fine.
well, again, this is the whole everyone dies but Eddie thing.
Yeah.
Commander Leonhardt, and this is a very defensible play on his part,
Hmm.
going up Zot, going to take a peek at the two bosses up there,
Hmm.
going to, take a look at the characters, see what the key item is. The routing just makes a lot of sense from his part, getting the harp and then going to Zot. We know it's not going to have any value, but it absolutely makes sense to do this.
Hmm.
All of our runners basically going to be on pretty level footing after this. I don't know what our adamant count is, if I'm being truly honest. I think Dave and Commander have adamants. I don't know about Tybalt and Guerin.
Going back to what you said about Zot, though, speaking of it being defensible, it's like, well, it's K main, it's two characters, it's two bosses when you're still on a boss hunt. Like, there's like, it's a confluence of things that you would like love to have in your party, and like you said, unfortunately, it doesn't work out. But the idea is sound, and that's kind of the important thing. Is when you play this game, sound decisions, yeah, sometimes they just don't.
Right,
Logicking that one out and being like, you know what, this makes sense. There's nothing wrong, even if it doesn't work out, you still did the right play.
right.
It's just the randoed.
Yep. And it be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
Worth noting on Dave's side, that Elements fight that he took at the Queen spot had exactly one Dragoon hat, and he is going back down. Uh, there are fights
This
you can
is
take with an adamant armor, and there are fights you shouldn't take with an adamant armor. To
yeah,
me, this falls into the second category.
you want to talk about why this fight is adamant won't save you in this fight?
Yeah, so the issue with this fight, and he may get through this, and that's completely fine. The issue with this is the counters from Antline are based on the physical attack power of the spot. Uh, if they hit, they can do upwards of like 500 to 600 damage. Now they have to hit. It is not guaranteed that they'll hit. And with an adamant armor, they're fairly unlikely to hit Edward. The problem is if he is zerked up, he can still take damage. And if he's the only one left, which is a likely situation to happen, he will likely eventually die to counters, because there's roughly 35 to 37,000 HP here. So this is not as cut and dry a fight as it might seem, even with an adamant wielding Spoonward. It's very spooky to go after this fight. As we see now, Dave is down to two characters. The counters, thankfully, are missing Edward every time. For now.
Here we go.
Yeah. So this is the Jesus take the wheel moment. And it just comes down to, do these counters land?
I will say one thing, at least that may be running through Dave's head right now. Um, Nobody else is going to do this fight.
True.
You have a darkness crystal in your hand via the warp glitch. It is a very short list on who is doing this fight. So he may be trying to game everyone here, and maybe it pays off.
Yeah, and we're not seeing any counters land quite yet. So
Yeah.
as long as that holds in place, we're fine.
Mhm.
Again, it's risky,
He's
but
playing he's playing it very well though. Like,
he
yeah,
is.
like Pancrase brings up that like Berserk, this would be out of his hands, but being
Right.
able to manually control it, the physicals won't kill him. So if he takes a counter, he just throws a cure 2 on himself and just goes back to swinging. So this is controllable.
Yeah, nary a counter has landed so far. So if this
Yeah.
has value, could be a big deal.
Huge.
And there's the fight, and the antlion gives us a pink tail, which
And
is an
adamant
adamant armor.
armor.
So
Huh. Well,
I think there's this thing in life called diminishing returns. I will say
yeah.
the second adamant armor is vastly worse than
Yeah.
the first.
Yeah.
Um, but if you're going to Zonk, that is the best
The Zonk.
possible Zonk.
Yep. Yeah, definitely agree on that. It's not like we don't have characters that would really love to have that on them currently. Specifically, one of them.
Edge.
No,
No, Poleman.
Possum.
Tell him. Rydia.
Yes.
Okay. Also, development. Guerin. Making the keyless tower play.
I like it. That's never burned me in the last.
Day.
Anyways, moving on.
The last 24 hours.
No.
And our tracker Xenocat does bring up as well that is 9 key items for Dave.
Mm-hmm. But hey, we get our first look at the moon. So remember, he had this darkness crystal very early. This is technically a gated character.
Yep.
Question is, would you would like to have this character 20 minutes ago?
I don't think the character here matters when you have the Adamant Spoonward online. I think that the character check is less important than the boss checks. I
Yeah.
think Zot was done for the boss checks, not necessarily the character checks. Now, if this is a Cecil, that's an auto include, and it is a Cecil, so that's an auto include. If it's a Fusoya, you'd begrudgingly take Fu.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually think Fu is super useful anymore. But yeah, that Cecil is going to get an Excal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Dwarf X first.
Of course.
Then the Excal.
And all of that lovely gear.
Yep.
That's a wizard hat. Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Wizard hat, strength ring, Excal.
We've seen him function with less. It's fine.
Now, I will say it's interesting that we said goodbye to Edge, because I would have leaned personally into Zerkers here and gone Cecil, Edge, Eddie, and gotten rid of Rydia, actually, even with Bahamut, and just leaned into Zerkers just because of how much simpler a Z fight that is.
Yeah.
Yes, you lose your black magic, but the entire tenor of the seed basically then becomes somebody go burr, and it's whoever makes best use of going burr. Yeah. Also, we do have this evil wall at the top of the tower that Guerin is fighting. This is a free fight. Oh no, Guerin doesn't have an adamant armor, does he? So this is not a free fight.
Has not done Eblin.
Hmm.
Yeah. That's the in this flag set, that's the dangerous part about Eblin. Like, you looked at the party that we had early on. Was there really a case to do the traps in Eblin?
For XP?
For XP, yes. Yeah. But that's about, like, if you feel like you can do it without it, yeah, you're sinking a couple minutes into it, and yeah, it's okay. Well, it's Evelyn. I'll probably find a crystal sword in there. Fantastic. You still have to find the guy who wielded it, though. So, are you going to see runners in this fly set fade Evelyn when they're not given a direct reason to go there? Absolutely, and we're seeing it right now.
Yeah, and again, it comes down to, do you hit
Yeah.
a tier 8 that is not a holy sword? If you have a Cecil, you're going to Eblin every time. You're actually gambling not completing it. But if you don't have a Cecil, tougher call. I think a lot of folks would see the Cecil on the moon, maybe go do the hairdryer's chest, maybe go do another chest, maybe go back to Eblin. I think there's a lot of impetus to get a Cecil a holy sword.
Yeah.
But yeah, before that, it's probably gambling to do Eblin without the reason for it, truly. But it hit in this case, so to the gamblers go the spoils in this one. Nice little was that 33 levels for Cecil?
Yeah, that was an amount. That's the slingshot mechanic rearing its head, and hey, look, we're caught up immediately.
Yeah, and probably good to be caught up because that is an Odin that is hanging out.
Yeah.
Could thunderstruck the Odin.
I was saying, hear me out. Do we have a Thor Rage?
Yeah, and with the adamant armor. Well, don't even need it with the adamant armor on Eddie. You just immediately pop him out after the second Odin on like Battle Speed 3.
Yeah, true.
And then just Thor Rage and you're good. You don't even need the illusions or the silk webs. You need to know the timing for that, and it is a bit trickier, but it is doable. And
very much so.
Even if it were no free bosses like a Potion Party, you could still thunderstruck Odin. Kind of interesting. The script kills still function even when no free bosses is on.
Yep.
And just a Sandruby from the top of tower while we were waxing poetic about Cecil and all his levels. So at Sandruby, I don't know who was at the Kaipo Inn. I have actually no idea. But that does give us the potential of 10 key items on the blue planet if you also do the Antlion at Leviathan.
I feel like that's a non-starter, Palism.
I mean, Dave did it?
Dave did not do the top of tower, though.
No, he did not.
Now this is interesting. Hold on a second here. So Cecil's not getting the second adamant armor.
Not yet.
Oh.
I expect for Dave, Cecil will get it. Just not yet. Because he's only level 1. Yeah. Dave is probably looking to just get Cecil his levels naturally here without a grind, figuring he'll be at 10 key items sooner than later. And then if he does need to do a grind, like let's say there's go mode from Cape Bahamut, which I guess would have to be like pan into package or something like that. But if you end up with a go mode situation, you have sirens available through the hook route. And so you just go through and pop a couple sirens, get his catch up XP, and go from there.
Yeah. Now this is interesting. Leonhardt left and just said no to the Odin.
Huh. Yeah, might just be saying
not free enough for me to waste my go find freer pastures in the moon proper.
Might be thinking it's not a free boss.
There's more key items at the bottom of the moon?
Yeah, there's more key items at the bottom. More chances for Golbez to be down there as well. The Golbez is free with an adamant armor. Whoever has the adamant armor, which in this case is Spoonward on, cannot die to the Sneck being hungry. Cannot die to the Lit 3s or the Fire 2s. Can still die to Virus.
Yes.
Worth noting. But other than that, I mean, Golbez is trivialized
And
by the adamant armor.
yeah, and that's also going to take, I mean, it'd almost have to be exactly Golbez at Masa
Yeah.
for that virus to just one-shot an adamant, where in the other spots, the magic power is usually within range that you're probably fine. But yeah,
Well,
oh, look, it's the white shirt. There's always one
yeah.
in the seed. It's just a
We
matter of
didn't.
where it is.
So it got removed from the pink tail because adamants are on it. The
Yeah.
pink tail is always a white shirt
Mhm.
unless adamants are on. Even though it's not supposed to always be a white shirt, it is.
It
Or a
is.
crystal sword if Cecil's not in the seed.
Also
Uh,
true.
so Odin, being a t-shirt vendor tonight, there was no value in the banana stand, unfortunately.
All right. Yeah, straight to ribbon.
Yep, makes sense.
It's
Two
two
key
items.
items.
Yep.
Yep. Ugh.
Yeah.
Plan Q.
Plan Q.
Yep.
For anybody wondering what Plan Q is and why we call it Plan Q, don't worry about the why. Just Berserk. Just this is a full DPS race. You are racing against Globe 199, hopefully not taking out exactly your damage dealer. So turn the Bard loose, throw out a Blarg, do everything, and just go.
Yeah, this is, for me anyway, put a blink on the attacker orb,
Mm-hmm.
get Cecil and Eddie zerked up, and have Rydia Blarg,
Yeah.
and then have everybody else just cycle life potions.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, you get an orb grind out of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
Feels bad though that you're only at 8 key items for it, but you know what? You get over it. So
there's still 33k in orb.
Mhm.
Also, Tybalt, we talked about being a gambler.
You know? I don't.
Is
I
that
might have.
Paladin or
I
Plague?
might have sat through that to see if it was Plague.
Oh,
Because-
he's setting up for a D machine.
Oh wow. Okay, did not expect.
Also did not expect.
Huh. I mean, technically ZZ3 never ended, so you know this actually shouldn't be that much of a surprise. But
I do like that we get the can't run popping up as Tybalt's trying to run away.
Hey, Possum, what tournament did that one come in from?
That was ZZ3.
Mm.
You're welcome, runners.
Mm.
Also, that's a Dark Knight Cecil. And it's a Dark Knight Cecil that has an attitude problem. But Eddie
yeah.
hid, and we're good.
Yeah.
If this were Potion Party, that'd be a reset and go consider your other life choices.
Yes, it would. Yeah.
How many times have we seen Dark Knight?
The very first time I rolled a Potion Party seed, Possum. And then I got to go play with a 65k D-Mist instead. But that is a that's a reward. So now we have questions.
Yeah, this is interesting because we are now
a
Golbez or a Pan from Go mode.
Okay, so here we go with the math. You ready? What don't we have eyes on right now?
A lot of freebies.
Two in Baron, the Tower Key, Giant 2,
the Luca key,
Luca, and nobody has sit through the. Well, no, we have the Luca key. We just haven't looked at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Nor are we going to for a while.
Nor are we going to. Same with the package. Like that's gonna be less. But right now we aren't eyes on 4 bosses.
Yeah.
I'm of a mindset that like it's usually for me it's 2 to 3.
Hey,
like
if I'm gonna armor, by the way.
Oh, that's nice.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. But for me, it's like, you know, I'm in boss spy and hello. Well,
so
never mind. Now you're done.
Looks like the moon was a play,
Yep, sure was.
and Golbez can stay wherever Golbez is.
Yep,
We are
sure
never going to
can.
know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're gonna chase
Commander
the pan.
has exited the building. This
This
is a
this
gamble.
has got to be a spy though. Like,
Or you
well,
turn
okay,
this in and then you go top down on the moon.
yeah.
This does, for the broadcast and restream anyway, put Dave in the driver's seat because he is about to get go mode. Commander is going to be in a super awkward spot because, well, we know exactly where the package is. It's next door.
Yeah. And this pan needs to turn into like the Baron key, and Golbez needs to be in there.
Yeah, or the tower key. It has to be something relatively quick.
Yeah.
Because Dave is about to get his last required key item. That is going to put everything in his hands that he needs. It's going to get him his 10th key item. And we'll see what he does for a crowning.
Dave.
I think he's doing gold dragons.
Okay.
So he's going back 2 floors. Yeah.
Well, okay, that's one item that actually will help out Leonhardt if this actually plays out. Nobody else is, well, no, because the pan's for no, someone else is going to get it, so. Is this return? Oh, look at this.
Yep, we're peeking for Golbez.
Yeah. But dump the save outside first, though.
He dumped it outside of Sylph Cave, so that's already been taken care of. The save scum is set up.
Okay. Wouldn't it be a thing if this hit?
I would enjoy it because that would give me my wish of a fast Golbez somewhere.
Yeah.
Lots
I
of
enjoy it
magic damage.
specifically when the warp glitch is on.
Yep.
Because nobody is gonna do this. Like, why am I coming down here just to look at a boss when it's the boss?
Yeah, it's worth noting that, you know, we also haven't seen Demas. So if Demas is here, Commander is going to fight through this.
Yeah.
And that would add another layer to the trickery, potentially, of the seed. So that could be a huge time sink and a huge trap, actually, for Commander Leonhardt. Looks like Tybalt did not get his correct fight or had an issue on the D-Machine. I didn't quite catch it. But he is now back resetting up this D-Machine grind. So that is no bueno.
That brings back the days of ZZ3, huh? Accidentally not having a D-Machine go the way it's intended, you know, hitting a D-Machine with a power bonk and berserking it.
I've never died to a Berserk D-Machine.
Yeah, they hit really hard though, don't they?
This year.
Yeah. Wait a minute, it's been a short year so far, possibly.
Yeah, I know. So, Commander, I think, may have accidentally overrode his save.
No.
That was outside, so does now have to warp out. That was just an Octomam.
Okay.
Guerin is going to get through this DKC, I believe, and pick up his package. Going to leave him just a pan away. Dave is grinding on these gold dragons. Tybalt is not having a good day setting up the D-Machine grind, and hopefully is not going to fall too far behind from that. But our other runners are in, I think, better situations than Tybalt is at this moment. Dave firmly in the lead, though.
Yeah, and this should be the last gold dragon fight. Like, this fight should put Edward above 1200 HP, and you're done. If he's not above 1200, he's like at 1150, 1170.
Yeah, and I think with the levels that we have...
1240, yeah, we're fine.
Yeah,
We're done.
yeah, so he can... avoid going through and needing to worry about Eddie dying to nerf Big Bangs with the 1200 health. It's a really nice break point for Eddie to hit. I don't know if he has a curse ring for Tella. I'm not certain of that for anyone but Tybalt. Although I guess Dave did Eblin, so he should have it. Commander did Eblin, so he should have it. So Guerin might be the only one that does not have the curse ring.
Yeah.
And Dave going to go turn in the pan, burn the village. Not sure which order he's going to do it in, but looks like we are going to go pan first. And then does not have the pass.
But's going to get it shortly.
So yeah, he will end up picking it up and won't even have to go back to the moon.
Yep. That's always a good feeling. Like, I get it. You know, it's like, okay, I'm in go mode. But I have to walk the LST again.
Yeah.
Ugh. It feels good when you get the pass. It's part of the chat where it's like, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That wave of relief, which Dave is about to experience.
The pass, as you would say, is a useful key item.
It is a functionally useful item.
Or not key item, because but functionally useful item.
Yep.
It looks like we aren't getting any plan Q action, or minimal plan Q on Guerin's side anyway. Eddie is zerked, but nobody else joining the fray there.
It's plan Q is questionable at times. Like like you have in your head, you have an idea like how much DPS your party can put out, and the globes are going to fire. And if your concern is your DPS dies, then yeah, do the fight this way. It's a long fight, but it's free.
Yeah,
so we try speed it up, and it comes with an element of risk. So
yeah, my concern here is that Sheila is playing an integral part of the seed. The pan being required, and then her burning down the village. I don't know. Does she have main character syndrome today, or like what's going on with Sheila?
Maybe she's in the Diablo 4 queue right now and just took it out on the seed.
That could be the case. She's waiting to take her anger out on the undead.
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah. I wonder if she gets to use a pan as her weapon of choice.
I'd be jealous.
Could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
There needs to be a mod for that now. Anyway, so worth noting, we see a cane here. What that means is that we are missing Fusoya and Rosa, if I'm not mistaken. One of them is in Baron. The other one is on the Giant.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are two of the most useful characters in this or any flag set. So for them to be so well hidden, that's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you, a little more creativity. I mean, Horam is not exactly a slouch. Like, she does pretty all right.
She has Berserk. That's, yeah.
She does that very well. What does the other half of the pan give us? The irony of this is the Baron key. Oh, that would just sting.
No, it's the Magma key.
Oh.
I've just been choosing to ignore perpetuating the meme.
Oh, okay. Oh, well,
Yeah. But Dave's got his crystal. First on-stream runner to do so.
Yay! Quick little right turn, and hey, it's showtime.
We have, 15 runners in this race? Something like that?
It is a number, Possum.
I don't know how many the number is. One day I'll pay attention to those things and read and, be good with numbers. I just do it all in feel.
Today's not that day, though.
No, it's not. It's a Friday. Too much numbers all week.
Yeah. So, I know it's been a minute, but I'm pretty sure I kind of remember how this goes.
No, you're not allowed to say anything about it because chat is very delinquent today. Normally, chat is full of questions right now, and I see nary a one, so I don't
Maybe
think
they,
we get to do the thing until they
maybe
do
they're
the thing.
just like flabbergasted that we're in the booth. Like
Oh, that
that
could be
doesn't
it.
that doesn't happen very often. So
That's
you
true.
know,
Well,
yeah.
that's a them problem.
Yes, possum. Yes, it is a them problem. That is for sure. How many sprites are we up to now? Over 580, or have we hit 590 yet?
Uh, I think we're at like
Are
612.
we over? Did we
How about
cross the 600 threshold?
619? Yeah,
Wow.
we did. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of sprites. I wonder what percentage of them have buds.
Everything, including the volcano with the really nice butt.
Why are we asking about butts, Possum?
Oh, because you can't randomize Zeromus. Well, not where Zeromus is,
Yeah.
but what Zeromus looks like. So, Martin, since we can't just put Zeromus in the Antlion Cave, as much as I would love to do that, it'd be really fun and cool and different, I think there's a question you have to ask.
Does Zeromus blend?
Yes?
I've never. I mean, it's a Moonveil mixer seed. I feel like that kind of just fits right, you know? Does
That's
Z
fair.
blend?
That's fair.
Yeah. Whose butt are we going to blend tonight? I don't. Look, it's been a minute. Well, you know,
If we
I
can hit
don't
it,
think I would put that in a blender.
it would have to be an industrial strength
Like,
blender,
yeah, I feel that
not
would
one of
just
them
chew
little
up the
ninja
blades
blenders.
and
Yeah.
yeah, it would just hop out afterwards and be like, hee, that tickled. And be like, man, my blender. Also, amazingly, it takes more than 1 damage. So, yeah. I do love metal slimes though. They are a lot of fun.
We got a wall up on Eddie. I like it. We just need to get a nerf off now.
Yeah, we're a little thin on that right now. It's fine. Fine, everything's fine. Oh, hey, look, it's a demist.
Ooh.
When's the last time
Crystal
demist had
sword.
something useful? Possum, like a hook.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Oh, okay.
That was Eddie hitting for 6,100, by the way.
Look, you give him strength and a spoon, and yeah, he can do things. Also, I like the lit bolt to counter that. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's potentially dangerous, because if she dies and Tella dies, this becomes Jesus Take the Wheel #2.
Yeah, but Cecil, as long as he doesn't go... Yeah, we're fine. Cecil brings it home, because max Big Bang is 2,400. You just have to not go Big Bang right into rocks.
Yeah.
So, I
Well,
think
and he's
you have
outputting 15k around.
Yeah, you have enough DPS here. Like, you're fine. So yeah, put down the controller, you relax, you have a drink for a holiday, you remind yourself it's Scala's birthday, you drink to that. In another 30 minutes will be Solaris' birthday, we can drink to that.
Well, an hour and a half for Solaris, because he's not on the East Coast.
I just assume East Coast, you know.
Fair enough.
I'm Pacific, and everyone always yells at me when I, use Pacific time, so I just assume everything's East Coast.
That's fair. I mean, I too am Pacific, so.
Yeah.
You're a 4 from Porom, gonna heal Cecil way out of range. So now even a Big Bang into rocks will not kill him. Dave lining up very well to be our first finisher on stream.
Possum, I just remembered what question we were supposed to ask.
What's that?
Does Edward live through the Z fight?
Oh, that's a good question, because rocks are coming. He's got an adamant armor. He should live. He does live. Everybody lives. Look at that. I reckon we got to be real close.
And
like that close.
And there you go.
So GG's to NG Dave, first finisher on restream. 1:29:37. Yeah, this is what happens when you try to read and speak at the same time, even though your job is speaking anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try to read. That's the moral of the story.
There you go.
In first place off stream was Coffee and Chocobos, just a touch over an hour and 20. So very well run by Coffee and Chocobos off stream, but very well done also by NG Dave on stream, putting on a relative clinic on how to handle one of these seeds. And I believe with that dinging in my ear, we are also joined by our second place finisher this evening, NG Dave. GG's to you, sir. And if you are talking, we cannot hear you.
Look.
I'm sorry. Thank you, Possum.
I would say it's Discord. It might be RTC connecting. You know, just give me
No, it
5
wasn't
seconds.
Discord. Not Discord. My headset was muted. This is Dave proofing, so I don't hot mic myself.
GG's, Dave. Very, very well played.
Thank you.
So yeah, Spoonward.
Yep, that was going to be my question.
Yeah.
You give me early Spoon, early Edward, and the admin armor from Evelyn. I mean, doesn't take much to put 2 and 2 together.
Yeah, that was a correct statement. Yeah. That was kind of the theme of this seed, and you leveraged it very well.
Although I would like to know, where was the Angry Juice?
I don't think there was any. I think Commander Leonhardt stole some from the ogres in a gauntlet, but he's the only one who did that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because he's the only one who did it after going underground.
Right. Yeah, everybody else did the harp beforehand, but he bounced off ordeals. You did not. So for folks who got through ordeals first time, they got to that gauntlet before Edge was a thing, or before anyone but Edward was a thing, since the rest of the party was pretty much a bunch of potatoes.
Hey, the Rune Axe was doing stuff.
Yeah, it helped out. I know, Possum, myself, we both have a question though, and it may involve a certain fight in the Fey merch. Just reasoning.
Ant Lion?
That might be. I've heard it has been called that. Yes.
Honestly, in a 1v1, I wouldn't have taken. There's not a chance I take that fight.
I'm waiting for the reason where you took the fight.
It's a group race. I was gambling on something being behind it because I figured no one's gonna take that.
Okay, that's what we figured. It's like nobody else is gonna do this fight, so sure, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, in a 1v1, not a chance.
Okay.
In a group race, yeah, I'm willing to roll the dice on that.
Okay. I mean, it was really nice zonk. bright spots. It was okay.
Yeah, it was an adamant armor, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep.
It was also one for the pile, which will push me to Shield 1 before going to the moon because I was at 9.
Mm-hmm. I mean, God, yeah, the seed was. I mean, it was pretty much from Spoonward. It was straightforward.
Just get your Spoonward, blow stuff up.
Yeah.
It's the diet version of the guy.
When you pulled, okay, so let's ask this. When you pulled the darkness crystal out of the warp glitch, obviously you had on your mind to do other things, the Fey merch, Sheila 1, etc. At what point did your brain shift to, okay, I'm kind of in spy mode, I need to find Golbez, I need to find one more item? Like, when did that happen?
Pretty much after the march, because the only thing I had left at that point was Keyless Tower, and I knew Evil Wall was up there.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone find the Golbez?
Not that we've seen.
Okay, so Golbez is currently winning this game of hide and seek.
Yes, the champion, in fact. Along with either Fu or Rosa, whichever one is on the giant.
And the other one's at Baron.
We don't know. Yeah, one's in Baron, one's on the giant. So there's your hide and seek winners, first, second, and third. But yeah, I mean, overall, I don't really have a lot of questions for you. You played really well.
Mm-hmm.
Martin kind of took care of the questions I did have. A lot of it was early party composition and things such as that. And I guess I noticed that you got rid of Rydia, I think, a lot sooner than everyone else. you didn't take her to the end? Is that just personal preference? You don't find her as useful, or I guess that would be
I
my
had
only last
I had
question.
double white mage and the angry and did I already have the angry? I didn't have the angry bard yet, but I had spoon word at that point. And with how high power this seed is, I didn't see a reason to take her all the way to nuke. Or with how high power the flag says in general, just didn't feel like she'd get there.
Mhm.
It's very fair. Like, berserkers just don't need the levels that she does. So,
And the only reason I
yeah,
took the extra set of dragons was because one of those berserkers was Edward.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which, hey,
and
he lived through the Z fight, so yay.
we
Yeah.
do have word now where Golbez is, if you are curious.
Oh.
I am curious.
The Masa altar.
Oh.
So exactly where we thought the virus would blow right through an adamant armor. And
Yep.
That's nice. That's great.
So looks
Fortunately,
like
I had
the
extra
moon
veils to
is loaded.
spare.
Yeah, the moon had everything. We just had to
Fortunately, I bought
go
a few extra
little further.
veils, so it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah. So, fun. What
But-
a fun seed.
I don't think I didn't have a reason to check the Masa altars since I was in go mode right after the ribbon room.
Yeah.
Last question for me, and then I'm done. Is I already know the answer, but I'll ask for the general public, anyways.
Sure thing.
Plans for the tournament? Are you entered?
I'm already entered. I'm entered as a 2-player team with my Tango partner, Vitasia.
Hey.
Well, I will ask one other question then. Thoughts on the Moonveil mixer, the potion party? You know, I know that is not what you ran tonight, but just thoughts overall on the 2 flag sets for the tournament. How are you feeling about them? Anything you like or dislike? Just kind of giving you the floor to voice your opinion here.
Yeah. So potion party is growing on me as I played it more. Yes, it is 2 key item go mode, but it's how you get there and what you do once you're there, I think, is really interesting. So the more I play it, the more it's growing on me. Moonveil Mixer, it's 5 flag sets that have tried and true jammed together. I also really like this format of a tournament. With the teams, making sure everyone's or keeping everyone engaged till the end, I think is a really good idea.
Awesome. Well, definitely appreciate that insight, Dave. And we won't keep you too much longer. We'll let you enjoy the rest of your evening. And again, heck of a performance with a relatively stacked crowd tonight, finishing second. Really well done.
Yeah, GG's to Coffee and Chocobos. I'm going to assume there was a Feymarch Fade involved in that.
There was definitely a Golbez that was taken, so a different route. Or maybe a Feymarch Fade, not exactly sure what, but definitely some different things happened.
Well, looks like I can see on the stream, it looks like you got some people getting ready to finish as well, so I will head out. Have a good night.
All right, take care, Dave. Well done.
GG's again.
I could see now that I'm thinking about, obviously I don't know what CNC ran. There is a world where, like, yeah, I could see like fading Zod and yeah, I could see that and just doing the moon. That would save you some time. Yeah, yeah. An hour 20 is not outside the realm of possibility.
No, certainly not.
No. But, what else is not outside the realm of possibility right now?
Commander Leonhardt having a Monday in this fight?
Oh, I was going to say the T word, but I know I'm getting newspapered for it, but...
Yeah, but you're allowed to. Ooh. Horam lived. That is a little surprising. Very good for Commander that she lived.
That's about what just held on to this fight, so... yeah.
So yeah, I think this is going to be Cecil finishing this out.
Mm-hmm. Wow, and a phase 2 nuke coming out. That is unexpected.
Well, this is the difference of having the Rydia and not the Edge.
Yeah.
Where the damage range is a lot less. Even in Guerin's case, having Yang, Kane, Eddie.
Mm-hmm.
any Tri-Zerker team is going to be a little bit ahead of the curve here compared to a duo Zerk, or now for Commander, a solo Zerk. So this is going to be very close for Commander and Guerin. Commander is in Meteor phase, though. I think he's 1 hit away, and actually he's 0 hits away. Just kidding. GG's to Commander Leonhardt, who finishes in an official time of 1 hour, 40 minutes, and 4 seconds. 1 second, excuse me, 0.54 seconds behind Microcords, who finished off stream.
So
140.03 to 140.04. So
yeah.
you got your tie, Martin.
There you go. Not the one we expected, but the one we deserved? Question? I don't know.
And right behind him, there is Guerin as well.
Yep.
Okay, so let's just talk about this, and this is pun intended, flurry of finishers as we are joined by Commander Leonhardt. Third place off stream was Poydrak. Fourth place, Moonblaze Wolf 139.31. Microcorks 140.03, Commander Leonhardt 140.04, Guerin 140.46, and Flurry 140.50. So that is, 6 runners in the span of, 45 seconds?
Yeah.
So yeah, GG's to everybody. And GG's Commander Leonhardt, welcome on in.
Thank you.
Very well done. That was that was a seed that brought back memories of a certain race that you had with a certain Dusty Griff.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Adamant armor in Evelyn Castle. It's not gonna get old.
You're not wrong. Boy, won't it.
I mean, there were about 4 different things I was tempted to do differently, and one of them would have been good, and 3 of them, it's a good thing I didn't do them, so... What are you gonna do? When I first got the pan, it's like, I can spot check. I can spot check for a Golbez. And then I've seen a DKC, and that would have been that. But there were plenty of other things I thought about doing that I didn't do. So, yeah, works out.
Yeah, we did get word from CNC that Golbez, also right next door, sitting down the Moss altar, just waiting for all of you.
Nice.
Yeah.
I mean, not a nice spot to fight Golbez because, oh my goodness.
Yeah, he does things in that spot. You are not wrong.
Adam and Armor don't care about your virus. Well,
so I guess the burning question is obviously ordeals.
Yeah.
And Tella.
Bomb without any kind of AoE.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
It was on my mind, especially since I saw Twin Harp there. It's like, well, that's an objective. So it was on my mind the moment I left. So I said, all right, time for the hook route. Ran the hook route. Took care of it in short order. Went to Dwarf because Kane was struggling. Hadn't really found the thing I needed for him. I was looking for the guy, but I took the ninja instead. And it told me to go forge. And I forged, and I got something as an item to one-shot the bomb with the Asura and Rod, and then purchased the Stardust Rod to deal with the little bombs. And after that, it was mostly just cleaning up the quick things in the underground before running off to ordeals.
Yeah, that hook route was something that I swear I blinked and all of a sudden it's like, hey, Commander's through the hook route. Like, wait, what happened to the Mylon?
I mean, it was Mylon into Mylon.
They just died.
Right? It was Mylon into Mylon, and you've got, Summoning Child and Adamant Spoonword. Yeah, it's gonna die.
Yeah. Possum.
I just wanted to say, great job on the seed as a whole. You were actually in the driver's seat on Restream for a long time. Basically right up until chasing the pan, which again, completely defensible. Just didn't work out this seed. But you were basically ahead of everybody on stream. And had you stayed on the moon or peaked, for Golbez or whatever it was, we're not going to do the hindsight.
I just looked next door for whatever reason, which would have been perfectly defensible. Then, ching, we're done.
But I just wanted to highlight the fact that you played one heck of a race tonight. And your 6th place is not indicative of how well you ran tonight. I was very impressed with what you were able to do with that team to really leverage that Edward, and I know you are a huge Edward fan, so it is no surprise that you know how to leverage him. But it was just one of those things where I was like, Commander is in the driver's seat, and really you kind of controlled your destiny on this one. It was very good to see, such a great performance from you in general.
It felt good. I mean, these hit for me every once in a while, where it all comes together. And, keep playing, it'll happen more often. But yeah, I got no problem with my 6th. I mean, let's run down the name of the other 5. Coffee and Chocobos, Engadave, Poidrak, Moonblaze Wolf, and sniped by Microkorgs by about half
It's a tie.
a
It's
second.
not a. It's a tie.
Yeah, I got no qualms with my finish, and Garen right there with me should pretty much Garen and Flurry for that. There's Flurry in 8th. I mean, what has happened to this community? Thank goodness.
I hear these
really
people-
heckin' good.
Yeah, I hear they're all pretty okay at the game. Like,
Right?
Yeah. So speaking of okay at the game, plans for the tournament. Are you signed up?
I am.
Hey.
I am signed up. It was it's a thing, figuring out all of the things that go into team building for a tournament.
Mhm.
Currently part of a 3-man band with Infinius and a Firebird Lover. And we thought about trying to drum up a 4th, and then we eventually decided to just let the admins look over our team and decide who out there that was running solo would be a good fit.
Seems like a plan. Possum, sounds like you have work ahead of you.
What? Who? Huh?
Got him.
Sorry, I must have tuned out when someone mentioned I had work to do.
Oh, got it.
Funny how that works.
Hey, look, it's a Friday night and you have work ahead of you. Yeah, no, that's not most of our lives in a nutshell, is it?
Yeah, well.
Yeah. No, very well ran. It was a lot of fun to watch. It was good to see you. Good to see you do that to the seed. So it was very enjoyable.
Yeah, between the two, I've felt up until this moment a little more comfortable with Potion Party.
Mm-hmm.
With its no cursed. You'll notice I didn't bother trying to curse my Tella. I just said, you know what, let's just roll. So no cursed, it's kind of like, oh, well, I barely use it anyway. E no XP, because you'll notice, I mean, granted, it was a bit late with Darkness to do D-Money, but D-Money never entered my mind. It's like, I got Sirens, I got Hourglasses, I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
So there are several things in Potion Party that when it came out, I was like, ooh, shiny. So it definitely feels good to knock down a good Moonveil mixer run.
Yeah. Well, good. I look forward to seeing you in the tournament. I guess this will be the one time I shout myself out. I am signed up as well. So,
well,
who knows?
You
we
with,
may be meeting at some point in the future. So,
okay. Cool.
Possum, final thoughts?
Just GG's again, Commander. Looking forward to seeing you and your team in the tournament. Very familiar with all 3 of the members of your team. If y'all don't end up finding a 4th, I'm sure we will get you somebody that is very compatible with y'all, and look forward to seeing y'all do a great job in the tournament. So GG's again tonight, and good luck going forward, and hope you have a great weekend as well.
Yeah, you as well. Thank you, Martin and Possum, for doing the comms. I'm definitely looking forward to going back and watching it. Psychonaut, I don't know what happened to make you decide to give us a telehero with a mom bomb, but there were a lot of other fun things. But there were a lot of other fun things to go with it. So, I mean, I got an early Adam and Spoon Ward. I'm not about to complain. Xenocat, thanks for getting everything lit up. Everyone, thanks for watching. And as I'm sure has been mentioned already, there's a tournament coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun, as it always is. Come have a look.
All right. Well, thank you again, Commander Leonhardt, our 2nd place finisher on Restream, 6th place overall, and one heck of a guy in the community. Looks like we are now joined by our 7th place finisher, third on Restream, Guerin. GG's to you. Very well run.
Thank you. That was fun.
So I will say the question that I have first off for you is why do you hate checking the hook route character so much?
Wow, put him on the spot like that. Sheesh.
I got it. I think it also might have killed his microphone. It was such an aggressive question.
Powerful response.
I didn't hear the question.
Oh, the question was the hook route character. Basically, you had to hook very early, and it was not something you did immediately. Was there like a thought process to that? Like, why do you hate checking that so much? Is it just a feeling you might get burned by a character that's not impactful, or like what was the reasoning for not trying to find like a Cecil or a Fu or an Edge or someone like that?
It's half and half. Sometimes I'll check it early, sometimes I won't. I felt the hook route was coming, so I decided not to check early.
I appreciate those feel plays. I play a lot by feel, except usually I'm dead wrong on it. So yeah, no, I get it. How do you like leaning on Spoonward? Where were you at least? Obviously, the guy was on the moon, and we found that way later on. But having that amount of power that early,
Spoonward is always fun, especially when Spoon is very early. So yeah.
Yeah. Did that do anything as far as like your early game? Like I know a lot of runners, they have this idea in their head of, okay, this is Moonveil Mixer, so I'm going to do A to B to C, et cetera, so forth. And all of a sudden you're handed a bard with a spoon, and it's like, oh, well, now I can go do anything. Did that change anything for you once you picked him up, or?
It made it a little bit easier, not worrying about hook routes so much.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, just business as usual.
Yeah, mostly business as usual.
Mm.
Yeah, I was hoping for a curse ring there for Tell Us Somewhere. It didn't happen, and oh well.
Yeah. Curse ring available, sadly, Eblin. So we actually discussed this a bit on the restream. Was Eblin's an interesting one in this flag set because it's hey, there's a guys like Holy Swords and Go Burr. You have a Spoonward. What's your reasoning for going to do Eblin? Are you banking on a Cecil, or are you banking on an adamant armor coming out of there? So do you do it in this flag set if you don't exactly have a reason to? And Eblin
Out of
have the goods
curiosity, what
this
was
time,
in the in Evelyn this time?
Mm-hmm.
Adamant Armor, Excalibur, and Bahamut. So it was quite relevant for this party.
And a cursed ring in the basement for good measure. So yeah, it had a little bit of everything this time around.
Yeah, I might have got ready if I had seen that, but oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, for you to finish where you did, given the caliber of runner in this race, without the Adamant Armor, without the Bahamut, speaks volumes to your growth. This is my personal opinion anyway. Admin hat off, free enterprise admin hat off, all of that. Just seeing your growth as a runner through the now defunct ladder and seeing you perform this well without the tools that your opponents had, you are, for me, one that I'm very, very interested in watching throughout the upcoming tournament. Just seeing your growth and the work that you've put in. Very, very refreshing to see it pay off. Again, to do that, to put up that time, missing so many of the goodies that your opponents had. Just a heck of a run, honestly.
You did say God Adamant late in the game, though, right?
Yes, from the Masa altar. I did see that.
Yeah,
the Mura altar, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hey, there's always 4,000 point exact hit on the in 2, so
Possum called that one out. That was well executed. Yeah.
Kane did a thing. It was good.
Exactsies. It's always a good time. So I'll pose the question as I pose to everyone else. Plans for the tournament?
Well, I'll be in it, but
okay.
I have no
Okay.
real plans. I mean, I'm just waiting to see what the randomizer decides for team.
Okay. Okay. Good to see you entered. So Possum says, quote unquote, interested to watch you. He's lying. He's more terrified. He spoke very highly of you on ladder, as have a lot of us. So he's not playing, so he gets to be interested. I get to be concerned because I'm in the tournament. So at the same time, I
Yeah,
look
well,
forward to
take a
seeing
look at the
you.
ladder record and don't worry so much.
Yeah, but as we have spoken ad nauseum, the ladder record is not necessarily indicative of level of skill.
Yeah. When
It
you
Because,
just
run
means I face
into
Possum every other race.
when you run into possums and ribons and the
yeah,
usual villains of the ladder. Yes.
but
Well,
no,
good.
it's going to be good to see you in the tournament. Again, great performance tonight,
Hmm.
and definitely looking forward to seeing more.
All right, well, thanks for restream. I'm sure we'll see each other around.
All right. Take care and have a good evening.
All right, thank you.
I know you're still terrified to seeing him in the tournament, but
No, I'm excited. I love to see when people put the work in
oh yeah.
and they get paid with results.
Hmm.
And like again, I can't stress it enough that even though like the character selection and ending up with like a Kane Young, um, Edward Trizerk when like Cecil and Edge are available, not having an Adamant, not having a Bahamut, and to still be within a minute of Flurry and Micro Corks and Commander Leonhardt, and everybody who finished in that third through like seventh run tonight,
It
third through
shows an
eighth run.
understanding of the game
Yeah,
when you're able to do, as we say, it's do more with less. Not that we're shading over Kane and Yang here, but there's a world of difference between
yeah,
them and an Adamant Excal Cecil or
yeah.
whatever it may be. So
Just overall, very impressed with everybody on Restream tonight.
Mhm.
Even though Tybalt has had his moments of unfortunateness, to just make up a word on the spot because I can. uh, he's still also shown some good execution, some good decision making.
Mhm.
We will have to needle him a little bit about not saving because he has cost himself roughly 10 minutes of his life he'll never get back. But we'll needle him about that in the interview since we are very familiar with Tybalt.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it's still been a great show. He took an alternative approach to the rest of the runners, went through, did the D machine grind, and went and kind of played the seed his own way. Again, I think part of that was the bounce off of Val, that very long fight,
Hmm.
where he basically went through and lost a lot of time there.
Yeah.
So it was one of those things where he had to make some plays to do things a little bit differently, and he did just that.
Mhm.
It didn't work out this time, but I think if you are feeling that far behind, you got to mix things up, and that's exactly what he did.
Yeah. And we saw that a bit from I don't want to say a lot of the runners today, but we saw fights that just caused minor hiccups for people, and being able to either A, have the tools to do them immediately, or figure out a way around it, like Mom Bomb for a Hero Tella, or
Right.
Valet Zot 1 earlier than probably was not a great idea to do, but the list of bosses that cause a problem at that spot are very few, and hey, it happened.
Yeah.
Doing
But
a cheeky antlion, there's things, yeah, like you said, it's just certain things sometimes can rear their head, and sometimes the plays just don't work out as intended. But that's nothing against Tybalt or his talent in this flag set. So now the not saving part, though, I'll agree with you on that one.
yeah, I mean, it happens though, and
Yeah,
it's happened to all of us.
yeah. It's
But
not like there's an emote for it for a reason or anything, right?
yeah,
No idea.
totally don't see it in chat already.
No.
Uh, but no, I mean, as far as Tybalt's approach, like it's fine. Like he made a play, it just didn't work out this time. It doesn't mean it's not going to work out in the future. You
Mm-hmm.
know, to your point, we saw that antlion fight from Dave. We saw from, you know, Guerin making a lot of tough fights happen using more blink strats because he didn't have an adamant armor
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. Commander Leonhardt chasing the pan, not peeking for a Golbez, not just clearing out the moon, trying to make plays to win community races and to like get a second place. You know, definitely more spice, I think, than you'll see in a typical 1v1.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see these these tournament races, these community races. For that reason, is that you get to see people make these air quote off meta plays, and it's just cool to see it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of it also is obviously, you know, they may be off meta, but they're also showcasing some of the talent they have on doing, like, succeeding at these off meta plays. And a lot of it's going to transition very well into the other flag set, where all of a sudden it's, oh, well, you know, I can just, you know, get levels in this flag set via sirens or, you know, whatever my XP of choice, you know, maybe. And Potion Party, it's, okay, how do I deal with that antlion at level 25 with like a party of potatoes?
Well, I believe
Because
the
I'm
answer
in
would
go
be
mode
blink.
in Potion Party, like, so seeing these tactics out of these guys for certain fights, we're going to see more of it. We're going to see a lot of it.
Yeah. Be still my heart. Rydia at level 54 missed an off-slot stone. Gotta love it.
I got nothing.
It's like,
that's more your domain, Possum.
yeah.
You and Off-Slot Stone, like, ever decide about writing a book? Like, you know, that's probably top of the list.
I mean, there would definitely be a chapter devoted to it. There would also be a chapter on bonking things you shouldn't bonk with a berserk staff.
There you go.
And subsequently or consequently dying to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there would definitely be a chapter about off-slot stone in that book.
Yeah, as there should be.
Looks like Tybalt making the final descent. Has white on Porom. Has nuke on Iridia. Has Spoonword. I believe has relative agility 1 on everybody, courtesy of the cursed ring that he does have. That is on Tella right now, so should be a relatively smooth Z fight. Depends on what tactic he goes for. It might be reflect strats into potential Eddie strats if he has the veils for it. I don't know that he has the damage output to just 2-person Z fight. Might even take the spoon off Edward and dart it for an extra 10 grand. With Edge, might still have an Excalibur from Eblin. I don't know what the dart resources are, but I'll be interested to see what his approach to this fight is, because Duo Zerk is also on the table, Hybrid's on the table, Pure Reflect is on the table with some dart help. Looks like we are not saving though.
So this ends one of two ways, possible.
Yes.
Either he wins or, well, yeah.
Yeah. Or he doesn't.
Yeah, that's about it. So, no, I like how you bring up, you know, the wide variation of the Z fight, because this goes back to, hey, this is 5 different tournaments all shoved down Blender. We saw those tactics throughout all the tournaments. You know, Adamant Cup, it was usually, hey, you have a high HP wall, a pair of mages, an anchor, and Reflect was your friend.
Yeah.
So you saw Berserkers and Bacchus. You've seen the whole gambit of every possible finish in these tournaments. So going to a Z fight with a party that literally could do any of them, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Not at all.
Yeah, so I guess we'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
if the metal slime will kick Tybalt's butt or if Tybalt will kick the metal slime's butt.
Once again, PSA for everyone, please do not put a metal slime in a blender.
Unless you don't want to have a blender afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not sure what would be left after that. Not much.
Yeah, this is going to be a little awkward because we're veiling with Rydia.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually have no idea which approach we're going to take here. This would probably lean more towards hybrid, though.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Especially
not
for
a
your Bacchus.
conventional, like, reflect or anything like that, so.
Yeah, we have a Bacchus, and then Tella Zerks. No, we're nerfing with a Silk Web. Okay.
So we're going. This is going to be hybrid, except in order to dart, you have to have this thing called a dart. Yes. Never been to a Z fight and had that happen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. So here's another thing we could do is we could count damage.
Mm-hmm.
Let Eddie Zerk until we get to about the 40,000 HP threshold, and then we have a coffin. If he doesn't have if he doesn't have the adamant armor on.
Damn.
If he has the adamant armor on, you can't coffin someone with the adamant armor on. But that is a potential line on this fight as well. It really tries to short circuit things from a Zerk perspective, and from just truncating the fight, basically just taking an entire cycle out of it. Still doing reflect strats. Doesn't quite look like that's what we're going for here, though. I think this is just going to be hybrid Nuke White and Eddie Zerking.
Damn. Although, awesome, hear me out. Do you have a Moonveil?
I like that you bring that up because I've done that.
I know it's hopes and dreams, but it's a nice thought.
I don't think many folks have bothered to do that, but no, I don't think we've seen a Moonveil come up. What Martin is referencing for y'all is there is a way to basically take your Veil person, which would be Rydia in this case. She has a Star Veil up. She could then reflect a Moonveil. That would stop Edward from actually being able to hit the Metal Slime or Zeromus. He would still be clogging the queue by being Zerked and allow you to keep going through and having your Zerkers finish off your Reflectors, your casters finish off the fight, only doing the 61,000 damage instead of the full 110,000 or whatever it is. So it is a very rare strategy to see employed, but it does exist. I would love to see it if we had a Moonveil, and Tybalt is cheeky enough to pull something like that off.
Right?
But yeah, looks like he is fully on the hybrid train for this Zeromus fight. Darting everything, including the Mute Knife.
I was going to say, the kitchen sink has got, like, we don't have a lot left here. Like, what exactly is Edge doing now?
I actually think this is a situation where once the black hole shows up, taking away the Star Veil, I think you just take the spoon off of Edward at that point as well and just guard it. So it's going to be very hard to keep him alive at that point, and the amount of damage that's been pushed should be akin to about 8k a round with Zerkers. Just have to watch out for the Wombo combo in this case, where we go Big Bang 2 into Medio, because this party does not have the health to live through that.
No.
Yeah, we get a direct nuke here. This is going to nerf unless it phase tips.
He bounced
reflecting. Oh, this is spooky.
This fight ends one way or another, Possum.
I don't think this ends well for Tybalt.
Yeah, there's no nerf
my math
coming
is
here.
right.
Uh-oh.
This hit from Eddie's got a killer. This is done.
Oh!
Leave it to Tybalt, friends.
Yeah. Dramatic moments.
It literally had to be that hit,
Yeah.
or else the fight was done.
Yeah.
So yeah, GG Tibalt, well done.
Why am I not surprised?
Well, now we have more questions for him.
I did.
Add to the list, right?
It's not the questions that do us in Possum. It's the
It's the
answers
answers?
that
Yeah.
I'm more concerned about.
Well, it's okay, because that dinging in our ears means that Tibalt has joined us, and so we now get those answers, should he feel that he would like to give them.
Oh, I know. I've got questions coming at me.
Oh boy, do you ever.
All right, land on me.
I'm just deciding which one's going to hurt me less by asking it.
I'll go first then, and I'll try to ease some of your
I'll go
pain.
second. Okay.
Why do you hate saving so much?
I thought I was saving after I got the silk web from the shop, so I thought I had saved, but I didn't. So when I realized that I was back on the moon, I'm like, did I miss? Oh no, I didn't. Oh well, at least I have package. I don't have to go through CPU again to get the pan, but I missed it on the pass and the levels.
Hmm.
Okay,
That hurt.
I guess
All
it's
right.
my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
Valvalis.
Yeah, Val. Any other boss there, I'm fine. Only Val is the problem. Because I figured I could get through it, that it's Val, and it's just like, why does it have to be you? I was doing fairly well, except, you know, when I had more than 2 people up.
Your turn, Possum. This is fun. We should keep doing this.
The Z fight. You full committed with a swag walk, which is wonderful to see, and then you full committed to not bothering to nerf after the first big bang. Was that just this is my moment, and we're pushing the buttons to deal the damage, and if we die, we die?
Pretty much.
Were you counting? Was it just, I'm good?
It was pretty much, if we die, we die.
Okay.
This seed has put me through the ringer more than once. I was ready to be done. I'm just like, hopefully I could skip. You know, I've got the Surf Daddy. Maybe I can do the skip. If I don't, maybe I can push enough damage to finish it. I don't know. Let's find out.
Yeah, fair enough. I was surprised there was no nuke that was directly casted at Z at the end there, but you got through it on the last hit from Eddie, because literally the next action was a big bang coming in. So, yeah, you got there.
Trust me, I was laughing at that like, oh my, I got through it. I'm like, just like the starting party when it's Teleporum. Who did I name? They're also on comms. This is perfect.
All right, my last one. D-Money.
I hate it.
You could have fooled us.
Hey, you liked it so much you did it like 3 times, I thought.
No, 2 of them were horsemen.
You and Horseman, name a more iconic duo. Oh, wait.
Yeah, of course.
Somewhere somebody is laughing right now, and yes, I know her name.
I was going to say it was me
no,
in this
not you.
room.
No.
Yeah, I had
yes.
the sirens, but I had the Rydia, and I'm like, I don't want to do 15. Oh, I need 10 cancels on 30 sirens just to get her to nuke. I didn't have anything for Cecil, so that's why I ditched the Cecil. I'm just like, I've got a nuke and a white caster and 2 Zerkers. I can do a hybrid.
Okay, I guess I had one more question. Tournament. Are you entered?
Yes. I'm not entered yet. I am waiting on some answers from some people. So either be joined as a duo or as a freelance solo. So I will be joining the tournament one way or another.
Excellent. We look forward to more D-Machine cracks from you.
Yeah.
Preferably not on Potion Party or, yeah.
No,
we're gonna
actually,
have a chat with your team.
I would love to see a D-Machine grind on Potion Party.
Possum,
No.
No.
With that experience, I have not done that. I know someone who has, though.
But yes, anyway, we will let you go, Tybalt. Thank you for being a good sport, as always. I'm sure I'll see you tomorrow for Baron Hero's Journey, where we can renew our rivalry after a week of me in the commentary booth instead of running that last Saturday. So definitely look forward to that. No idea what we're playing because we never pay attention to that. We just show up and play.
Yeah, all I know is the hero Cecil. That's all I really know.
Oh, perfect. There we go. You're ahead of me.
Yeah, thanks for the commentary. Thanks for doing the restream. I always enjoy watching these back, so maybe I can hopefully pick up on a thing or two, not just saving.
All right, go enjoy the rest of your evening, sir.
Yep, have a good one.
All right, take care.
Yep, bye.
Awesome, we made it.
I don't know. We've probably been fired behind the scenes.
I feel like they would have just like dragged us out of the room and like just put new people in here.
Ooh, good point.
Yeah. Maybe
Wait,
we have a
still
meeting
here.
with the Bobs, though. That might be a problem.
I probably have to meet with the Bobs tomorrow. That's fine. Whatever. That sounds like a me problem.
Yeah, it's future problems. Hey, speaking of the future, you know it's past midnight Eastern.
Oh yeah, happy birthday, Solaris.
Yeah, we made it. See, I knew this would work out. So, that was a lot of fun, though. That was definitely some quality racing, and not going to be the last we see of these people in this flag set.
No, not at all.
No, and the tournament's coming. Like, was it 11 days for entries, and prospectus is 4 days after that, and then the tournament starts 3 days after that. So, time's a ticking.
Yeah, basically, get your entries in if you are going to enter. Tournament is coming up soon. Looking forward to being behind the scenes and getting a bunch of great teams put together. For those who are not joining as part of a team, you can sign up as what we call a freelancer. You'll be placed on a team, and we are going to do our best behind the scenes to balance those teams to make sure that everybody is given a fair shake of things and a fighter's chance. So definitely looking forward to seeing everybody sign up. Familiar names, unfamiliar names. Everybody is more than welcome to join. Folks of all skill levels.
Yep, and we are seeing a lot of practice going on. So yeah, get with your team, and I'll tell you, you can learn a few things from your team, and it will translate very well to the tournament. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time.
Speaking of good times, I think there is more free enterprise this evening, though.
Is there really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
where are we going?
Before we go anywhere, one last time, just want to make sure everyone gives our runners this evening a follow. Go lurk while they're streaming. Go interact while they're streaming. Whatever you want to do, just go have a good time. Again, Guerin, Commander Leonhardt, Tybalt, and Engie Dave. Great job to all 4 runners this evening. Wonderful, wonderful performance by them. Of course, Psychonaut, our restreamer tonight, Xenocat, doing the tracking. Again, the hardest job that anybody has is tracking these 4-person races. And of course, Martin, welcome back to the commentary booth. Good to see you back streaming as well. And thank you for keeping me in check on comms.
We have a good time when we do this. It was fun. Definitely go follow Possum too. Possum's wonderful and streams entirely too often, and highly talented individual, and sometimes he's even funny.
Nah.
Yeah, like when he forgets to check Demist in Demist Cave.
All right, well, on that note, we are going to go say hi to friend of the community running a ZZ5 Red Moon seed. We're going to go say hi to Vesper Vidia Retro.
Ooh, Red Moon. I didn't run like 300 of those.
And then you didn't even enter the tournament.
I know.
But let's go say hi.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
And we'll send everyone over there. So stay tuned for more tournament news. I believe the flag sets at this point are finalized, so everybody, stay tuned for that. We will look forward to doing these community races and other events. Tomorrow we do have Baron Hero's Journey. On Sunday, I think we have the 99%ers. I'm not 100% certain of that, but there are always activities this weekend. and then lots of folks just randomly streaming and practicing. So again, if you're thinking of joining, come on in. We'd love
And
to have you.
I would also freely suggest everyone be on Free Enterprise on Monday, mainly because we have no idea what we're doing on Monday, but something's probably going to happen on Monday. So either way, it'll be entertaining and be a great watch. So yeah, awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, my pleasure, Martin. Y'all have a great rest of your night and a happy weekend.